I'm conscious.
Now what?
What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Yeah. Hold it. What you talking about, doctor?
Peace and love, soul group, and welcome to another edition or episode of I'm Conscious Now What. It's Derek Dunlap here, and it feels good. Had to remix that today. Today is one of those days that I am just bursting with enthusiasm, bursting with love, bursting with life, and it just feels good to be back with you guys in the soul group. Now, as you guys can see already, I'm doing something a little different today. This is the first live stream that I've done with my beasts. My dogs are actually walking around. And she convinced me that she would be good today. Bella's walking around, so you might hear some panting or barking or things like that, but she convinced me, hey, I'm good. I'm chill. Okay. So if you hear a lot of, that's the dogs. Okay. Her energy doesn't bother me. It's just a lot of times they bark when, you know, if someone comes to the door, things like that. But I just felt, hey, man, you can chill, Bella. You can chill today. Now, today's show topic was actually taken from our Facebook group. And I really, really love what you guys are doing. Guys and girls are doing over in the Facebook group. It is just an amazing group. And if you haven't joined our Facebook group yet, all you got to do is type I'm Conscious Now What into the search browser, and you can join that group. And I just want to give a special shout out to Maria Mars. Last week, well, Sunday, I requested that I wanted to get more topics based on the interest and the perspective, or what you guys and girls are experiencing in your everyday, you know, lives, not just from my perspective. Every show is something that I'm going through, or, you know, my perspective on something. And beautiful Mary, she just typed into the chat. We got a thread over there. It's pinned at the top of the group. So if you want to attach your energy to what we're doing here on I'm Conscious Now What, you can actually post show topic suggestions. And this is so beautiful that I'm going to even go outside of Wednesdays. Some of these suggestions will hit the Wednesdays live streams also. Okay, so the topic says Wednesday conscious chatter show topic suggestions. Write yours below, so you can just add to this thread that we've made, or thread. And Marie Mars, your suggestion has been added to today's show topic, and she just wrote how to identify and activate your life's passion, and how to transition to creating a life centered on that. And when I read that, it just, you know, I just went back. I just rewound all the way to the point in the present moment where I was actually conscious and focusing on my life's passion. I can go all the way back. And there was a point in time when I was in the present moment, I was centered and focused on and asking that exact same question. What is my purpose? Why am I here? And how can I get there based on the circumstances and my perception of the life or consciousness right where I am now? So that is a great question. And I'm going to do my best on today's show to kind of, touch on that from my perspective. And then I'm going to open up the phone lines after I give my 2 cents. And Mary, I would love to hear from you today. If you're watching this live, Mary Mars, it'll be so cool if you called in and to give us some input on your show topic that we're going to talk about today on I'm Conscious Now What. So without further ado, because we always run out of time in the illusion of time when we do these shows. So let's jump right into it. Now, the first thing that I first focused on when I read that question, and just going back on my journey, when I was trying to figure out, my passion, you know what I mean? When you ask that question, find your passion. And then how do you, create a life based around that passion? Now, here's some of the things that I experienced when I was looking for that passion. I found out very, very quickly in my transition that I was passionate about a lot of things, especially when I realized that, hey, I'm a multidimensional being. I don't have to just focus on one agenda or one religion or one color or one city or one planet, or you guys get where I'm coming from? So this is like the liberty and the freedom that I've been experiencing on this journey. So, and I think why that question derived from Maria is because based on the question, I can feel from her frequency by just asking that question that she's awakening, she's ascending, and she's finding it hard trying to just zero in and narrow down on a passion. And then after she finds this passion, you know what I mean? How does she fit this into the matrix? Basically, that's the question. How do you build a life around that with all of the distractions and variations and downloads and things in the matrix? Okay. So you have to first realize wherever you are, because there's a lot of different journeys. There's a lot of different perspectives. We went over this before. Everybody has their own universe inside of their consciousness. You know what I mean? So you can get a lot of different ways you can do this, but just based on my journey, I have a lot of passions. Okay. And I strive with my will and desire and my awareness to always be in the now. And a lot of people get that. We talked about this a little bit. There's Bella. Excuse me 1 minute. I'm gonna let her out. Give me 1 minute. Come on, Bella. Because you promised you wasn't gonna say nothing when you talk. Yeah. See what I go through with my answer. She promised me she wasn't gonna say nothing, and she starts talking. You gotta love her. You gotta love her. But anyway, I try to always be in the now, and at any given present moment in the now, I can be focusing on a different passion, a different thing that brings me joy. And so it just depends on where you are. Have you accepted your multi-dimensional beingness? I like how that rolled off. Are you a multi-dimensional being, or are you still struggling? And I say struggling, I don't even know if I should use that word. Are you still trying to figure out who you are, what you are, and why you're here? Okay, because for me, it will be hard for me right now just to like focus on one of my passions and then build what I call my life around just one thing. That's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like I'm not free to be who I am. 1 minute I could be one thing in this timeline, and another minute I can be in another timeline. So I'm finding out on my journey that I have oh man, I can't even number the passions that I have. And so what I basically do, being in the now, not worrying about what I got to do in the illusion the next week or the illusion the next month and the illusion the next year. See, that's the matrix. People don't understand what the matrix is. The matrix is time, the illusion and the manipulating of time to base your version of what you call the life around time. Okay? That's, I mean, when you can see the matrix for what it is, it's the illusion of time and a fiat currency monetization system that's been put in between what is rightfully ours, right? By our inheritance, right? By us incarnating into this system, we've learned and made these systems our laws of the universe. And we'll kind of find out very, very fast that these are not the laws of the universe. These are the laws of this matrix. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't zero in on, and now you can start, because everybody has to start somewhere. But I find most multi-dimensional beings, they struggle just trying to do one thing and not allowing their multi-dimensional selves to just be who you are. You could be passionate about so many things and variety of levels. And each moment, it could be something else, you know? So I wouldn't, you know, kick myself in the ass, you know, trying to like, okay, I like this, but no, damn, I'm passionate. Oh, and this excites me too. Do them all. Why not build your life of your variation or your version of what you call the life and consciousness around everything that you're passionate about? You know what I mean? You don't have to just focus on one. We came out of that. This is the way you should do it. You know what I mean? And I know why this question came up, because I was there and I was trying to find one thing that I was passionate about. And I'm like, but okay, but I like this and then I kind of start attaching emotion and trying to see, okay, well, do I like this more than this or that? I mean, you are free to explore and be and experience all different types of variations and versions of yourself, because you are endless, you are immortal, you are everything. You know what I mean? You are a chip of everything. And so I think that's what a lot of this ascension process is us as souls or conscious beings learning how to put on these big ass shoes that are rightfully ours. You know what I mean? We have to grow into who we are, you know? And I call growing into who I am to get, you know, everything the most out of this is not putting limitations on who I am and what I am. I'm everything. You know what I mean? And I'm convinced, because the word I like to use is I know I'm connected. You know what I mean? I don't have to try to figure out or know everything about what I'm connected to, because that's impossible, because I'm connected to something or it. We don't even have the language for it. That's endless. That's so huge. My little consciousness that I have right now can't even expand enough to even understand it. So I don't have to figure out, is it a male? Is it a female? Is it a he? Is it this? Is it no. I'm connected to something that's greater than my comprehension. And I have just learned to just let this connection envelop me, and just I trust and I love in it, because it is me. It's a variation or a version of me that I'm learning to understand and trust and love. I love myself, every aspect of myself. I've accepted me as being consciousness, and also I've accepted the physical version of myself, which a lot of us has just stamped and labeled, oh, that's your shadow side, you know, or that's your ego, or that's your physical body, or you know what I mean? And we're all just basically trying to do the best that we can to find language to describe this journey. So, you know, I would just, if I had to put my 2 cents on this question, I keep my shit simple. Follow your joy. Your joy, like me following my joy, has never led me astray. It's just more joy. You know what I mean? And I've allowed and granted access in my subconscious to, it's okay. Just follow your joy. You know, nothing gets in the way of my joy right now. Nothing. And I find myself in situations that at one particular time in my life, I would probably be, you know, somewhere depressed or drinking, or, you know, because I couldn't find joy in every present moment awareness. There it is. Yeah. That's how you get out of the illusion of time. I'm learning now, and I'm accepting. I'm now searching for what in English we would call the good, or the lesson that I learned in everything, instead of this was good, this was bad, that hurt, that you get what I'm saying? Because everything that we experience, just from my perspective on this journey, you should get something from it. You know what I mean? You should get something. You learn something from everything around you. You know, but we've been taught this, you know, this system is either one or two, choose one. And that's when you get out of that system. I just, to me, I didn't start living until I got the laws of man out of my heart. I just got the laws of man. The laws of man are not my laws. I'm not bound by those laws. What do I mean by that? Now, I'm not foolish. I'm not saying that I'm going to take on the government and say, you know, but in my heart, that's what I'm saying. Your laws doesn't bind me. My life is not, my growth and my ascension is not bound by the perception and the laws of man. You know, I've connected to something that's higher than those laws. Those universal laws are in my heart. So it allows me to go outside the boundaries that man has placed us in, to keep us in a certain vibrating space, okay, which we call the matrix. I can go in and out of the matrix, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I really am. You know, as soon as and this will help a lot of you too, as soon as I fired money from being my God, and you guys know what I mean by that. As soon as I just fired money and just said, you know, fuck you, you know, I can make you, you know, I'm not a lazy person. So, you know, acquiring money has never been hard for me. It's just been, I remember times in my life that money was my lifeline. Money was my connection. There you go, Derek. You see what the difference? Money was my connection. So as long as I had money and lots of it, I felt connected. You get what I'm saying? And there's so many souls right here, right what I'm talking about. I just felt connected. I felt alive. I felt happy. Money was the connection. So what happened in retrospect, when I started losing it, then there was a panic that, you know, there's a panic, something that goes off in our mind and our consciousness. There's a switch. When you start losing it, or you feel like you don't have enough of it, if money is your connection, then you're going to always be, and I'm just using my hand to try to describe it, but you guys know I'm blunt. You're going to always be fucked up if money is your connection to the life. So when I disconnected money as being my connection and just connected to something that was infinite, immortal, that every single being that is alive, a part of this life, needs to exist here, to even show up here, that's my connection now. And that's real. That's more tangible for me. That's more empowering for me. That's just more, you know, I don't know if you guys saw the video of the fly. That fly is connected. That fly is alive. Where I saw this fly the other day, I was changing out my beach water, and I just saw in one of the water bowls, the water was clear. I had just put the water in. It was transparent, clear. And this fly came out of nowhere and just bloop, hit the water, right? And I was so conscious on this, you know, and I saw it. It was just trying to swim in the water. It couldn't fly out of the water. It was drowning, you know, and I could feel this fly's vibration. And a lot of you are conscious of fly's vibration. We're talking about flies now. So, you know, I'm multidimensional. But I heard this, the fly's vibration, and I connected to that vibration. And in telepathy, the fly was just saying, help, I'm stuck. Help. It's kind of weird. But you guys know how a fly sounds. If you focus your will and your desire and your awareness and just hold that vibration, that sound, and then just say, I'm open to receive, telepathy will kick in. And it was, I'm hurt, I'm stuck, I need your help. And so I just reached my finger into the water, and the fly, it's a video right on my Facebook page. And the fly just walked up on my finger. And I took my finger and went over to the ledge, right? The fly walked right off my finger on the ledge, and I poked, I touched the fly. And you can see, if you watch that video, the fly was happy. And you know, that's the life. Whether we want to accept it or not, flies play a vital, very, very vital piece in this creation. They eat up all of the shit, literally, and the waste that we put out there, and that the animals put out there. They're part of the what we call death in this physical bodies. When things rot and decay, the flies and certain insects help alleviate this. You see what I'm saying? It might not be pretty to us, right? But they get rid of literally a lot of shit. So I don't know how I got on the flies, but yeah, that really touched me. But that's like a part of the life. So trying to get back to where I was now, on our title, I think that just be who you are, because you're going to find out real fast that you're going to be passionate about something in one present moment in awareness. And when you really multidimensional, you're going to be passionate about something else like that. So do you put your life on hold because you chose one present moment in awareness? You're passionate about this. You focused on this. You're getting great energy from this. Should you base your whole incarnation around that? So the answer is, I have never, and I said this before, I have never been led astray or off track by following my joy. But you have to have the courage and the will and the desire to follow your joy. It sounds easy, right? But a lot of obstacles are going to come up, and you can label them as obstacles, or an even better way to label them when they come, because they're going to show up, are what obstacles? I just had it. I don't like that word obstacle, because that's something that, but a lot of different experiences will come up when you're following your joy, and you're going to have to choose, should I follow my joy, or should I care, or should I do this because it'll affect this person or this being, or mom, dad, brother, husband, wife, aunt, uncle? You're going to get into this. They might not see it as joy. It might cause them pain. Should I follow my joy? I sure got there. I was there. I had to let a lot of things go that were taken away from my joy, but causing other people to have joy. I had to let go of a lot of things that I used to do that a lot of other people benefited from, but I didn't. You know what I mean? And it's not selfish, because the bottom line is this: your life is your life. I tell you in our soul group all the time, everyone's perspective of the life is different. We could see two different things. We could see the same thing from two different perspectives and have two different narratives of what we experience. And we could be in the same room. So I just think that with the information overload on the internet right now, and souls really, 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 really not knowing. I know a lot of you say it. You know who you are. You know what you are. You know why you're here and what you're here to do. But your vibration is not. One thing about it, I learned to go by how I feel and trust how I feel, because Vibration doesn't lie. And a lot of people laugh. Your vibration don't lie. Your mouth will lie. You know, your facial expressions will lie. You can try to let everybody, oh, I'm happy, everything. But even when I do the show, sometimes I have a lot of intuitive people saying, dang, D, you was going through something. Your energy was funny today. You know what I mean? Your vibration doesn't lie. So when you tap into who you are and base your relationships and your decisions based of how you feel instead of the reflection that you're seeing, right? When I say reflection, what you're seeing out of your two physical eyes might be the total opposite from how you feel. But so many times, if it looks good, if it sounds good, but it don't feel good, well, it still might be good because look, we trust what we see over how we feel because we've been taught to go by, you know, what we see. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, if it sounds good, if it looks good, you get what I'm saying? I go by how I feel now. That's a major change. That's one of the major changes that I've made on my journey. I no longer make my final decisions on how it look or how it sound. We got some very educated, well talking. I mean, they look good, they sound good, but they shit don't feel right. And we all know it don't feel right. You know what I mean? And I just go by how I feel. If it doesn't feel good, because I trust the space that I'm in right now. You see what I'm saying? And this is more a part of knowing who you are. I trust the space that I'm in. I'm cool here. I'm cool. I can chill here. I can communicate with a lot of variations of the life. You know, I just made this very, very intimate connection with the insects a little over 6 days ago, where I'm in tune with the insects. And I found a way, I'll talk about it on another show, of how to keep like mosquitoes. I was doing this little thing with mosquitoes, and it's similar to what I experienced with the fly. When the fly went, you know how you hear flies flying around and you can hear mosquitoes? That's a vibration. That's a frequency, right? It's the same way when I meditate to get out of body. I told you guys a long time ago to focus on your heartbeat, that boom, boom, just to focus on it. And that's all you're focusing on. Well, I was out in the yard one day and it was just mosquitoes. You guys know how the mosquitoes are. And I don't spray off and shit on my body. You know, them fucking chemicals. I don't do that. And they were just all around, right? And I don't even know why I did this, but because they were flying all around me, I would hear that going past my ears. So I just decided to focus on the vibration that these mosquitoes were on, but based on the sound when they fly past you, right? You can even hear human vibrations if you're real sensitive to energy. And I'm there. It's not as loud as the mosquito, but I can hear it, the vibration of humans and animals and pets. And so what I did was I just focused on that vibration. And listen, you can try this. Those of you who know how to direct your focus and your intent and your will and your desire, right? To shift your consciousness all to one thing. And once I picked up on that frequency of that mosquito, I just focused on that frequency. I just kept hearing it. I just kept hearing it. And that hearing, I became a part of that frequency. I transferred my consciousness to this present moment awareness that I find just right on the frequency of that sound that mosquito went. And my consciousness kind of just connected. It's hard trying to explain it, but my consciousness actually connected to the vibration of the mosquito, giving me the opportunity in, you know, non-physical speech. My telepathy kicked in. So I actually thought of what I wanted to say to these insects, right? And it's weird because it automatically changes to whatever language you speak. It's kind of weird because I speak English, but some of you speak Russian and some of you speak Chinese, but these insects automatically, when you connect to their frequency and consciousness, this connection I'm playing with, you're automatically communicating in whatever language this other being or entity is. And so I remember just saying, look, and you guys know I'm a little ghetto. I remember saying, I'm cool with you, but if you land on me and try to bite me, and I said a specific word, Oh, I said, I am going to alleviate you. That's exactly what I said in my mind. And it was, ladies and gentlemen, it was so clear. I was thinking this, you know, and I'm just that frequency. I was there and I said, I'm okay with you flying around. You know, y'all ain't bothering me. But if you land on me and you try to bite me, I'm going to alleviate you. And listen, I'm looking in the camera. I didn't have one fucking mosquito land on me as long as I held that awareness. You see, and I don't know why, because you know, you don't want to just be sitting up thinking about mosquitoes while they're there. But as long as I held that frequency, that vibration that those insects were flying in, not one mosquito landed on me. And I mean, before I did that, I mean, they was just on me. I was just, you know, doing this. So that's something to play with. I know a lot of you know what I'm talking about. I'm way off the topic, but I just felt led to share that with these insects and mosquitoes and bees. Just keep in mind, all of these mosquitoes have vibrations. If you're really conscious, you can focus on the vibration of the bee. You can focus on the vibration of the flies, the vibration of mosquitoes, right? Because everything is vibration. And this is how you communicate, sort of like we've been taught to communicate with the trees. They have a certain vibration that you can tap into once you learn how to focus your awareness or your consciousness on singular things. We talked about this a little bit last week. Most of the souls that are awakening right now, your consciousness is chopped up in so many different variations. What do I mean by that? You're thinking about what you got to do next year. You're thinking about what you're going to wear to the wedding in November. You're thinking about, okay, what should I cook the kids at 3 p.m.? You're thinking about, oh shit, I got to listen. That's consciousness. And if you could number all of the thoughts that go through your head, forget a day, within 5 minutes, you would need a calculator. So your consciousness is so scattered. And what that is doing, that's diluting your power to experience communicating with like insects and communicating with the trees and taking in what the trees have, and even the birds and even the animals. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't have the ability to focus your consciousness on singular things. And I remember giving you guys it's not a secret, but I remember a lot of shows ago, I showed you on a live stream how to do it, how to practice. Remember the candle? When we had the candle and I said, look, the first day, focus on this candle. There's a method why I do everything, right? I used to stare at a candle, just the flame on the candle, as long as I could without blinking. And if I blinked, you would have to start over. There was a little exercise that I used to do. If I could make it to 60 seconds, then I could stop. But if I blinked before 60 seconds, I had to start over. And eventually I was able to just focus on that flame of that candle, just playing with my focus, right? What I'm focusing on. Nothing else mattered but the flame of that candle. That did two things for me. Number one, it helped me to open up my third eye very, very fast. Instantly, my third eye opened up and stayed open. And it taught me how to focus. Focus. Focus is very important in all stages, in the physical, the non-physical. Focus. You are and always be. I'm adding this. Remember, you hear me say what you think about and what you focus on. Focus is one of listen, if I had to go on my conscious toolbox, all this astral projection and meditation and present moment, all of that's cool, but I would not be able to execute any of these things if I didn't learn focus first. Focus. Focus. Focus thought. Focus projections. Focus manifestations. Focus on what comes out of your mouth, because your words are life, right? Focus. It's overlooked a lot. Listen, it's overlooked a lot. When you can focus, that's the key to meditation. Your focus. Most people can't meditate because they can't get centered and just focus. And this is all consequences of being in the matrix. The matrix, if you view the matrix for what it is, there's so much shit coming at you at one time. It's hard to what? It's hard to focus. You can't. Right? They call it multitasking, and that's cool. But until you learn how to focus on each individual thought, on each individual word that you speak, why am I saying this right now? And it'll become natural once you learn this focus. You know, sometimes things still slip up out of my mouth, but I'll catch them. You guys see me catching stuff a lot. You know, when you get into a flow and talking, sometimes stuff will slip out of there. But most of the time, I'm 89% in control of what I'm saying. Okay. Even with, I caught something, what was this? About 3 or 4 days ago. The way I eat, right? And this is going to really drive it home. And we still kind of on topic, but we dancing a little bit. But when's the last time you, ladies and gentlemen, in our soul group had a conscious meal, to whereas you were partaking in your food, whether it was breakfast, lunch, dinner, a snack, and weren't doing something else? For example, a lot of you, and just be honest with yourself, because I caught this the other day. Normally when we eat, we're multitasking. You'll see me on the live stream sometimes, like somebody will be talking, right? And I'll throw a grape in my mouth, right? Not even focusing on the grape, but I'm listening to what's going on the show. See, I just keep mine real, you know, and the show is going and I'm eating or I'm drinking something, right? And I want you to ask yourself, when is the last time you had a conscious meal where it was just your consciousness and each, I don't have any food in here for once, each bite to actually pick up that food or that whatever you're about to partake in and just look at it and observe it and put it into your mouth and just switch all of your consciousness to the flavoring. How does it feel in your mouth? That don't really sound right, but you guys know I'm a silly guy, so that didn't sound right. So forgive me. How did it feel in your mouth? But I'm silly like that. I like to play. Me and my wife, we joke and cap all the time, but forgive me for that. But you know, you guys know what I'm saying. The flavor. You can notice your taste buds activating. You can notice the saliva, you know, thickening in your mouth. You can actually feel your stomach getting ready to digest the food. All of this shit is happening simultaneously, and you probably never even experienced the, listen, man, listen, I know this gonna sound crazy, but eating food, especially some of your favorite foods, is just as blissful as the orgasm if you would just take the time to focus on the food that you're eating. As soon as the flavor hits the tongue, as soon as the saliva starts to get going, your stomach starts moving around. It happens every time. You're just not focused. You're multitasking. You're playing bingo on the computer. You got the television set going on. You're talking to your husband and you're eating at the same time. Listen, gluttony and your sexual energy, they like right up there. But you can bliss from eating your foods every single day just by focusing on eating your food like a grape. You could throw that grape in your mouth and that grape can take you right out of any, oh man, thing that you think you're struggling with for that moment, just by focusing on the food that you eat. I did this, and I blissed off of, what was I eating? I eat so much. I had some strawberries. And I don't know what made me just become conscious of it. I just picked one of them up. You know what I'm saying? And I just started looking at it. And I was seeing like, it looked like little hairs was growing off. And I just became infatuated with this strawberry. And I was just focusing, playing with my consciousness on this strawberry. You know what I mean? And it's like I connected with the strawberry because the strawberries sit in the sun. So they're live foods. They're full of this solar energy that I derive from. So there's a connection. There's like this love connection. And it was like this strawberry was saying, I'm here for you. You know, it's okay. We look at it like we're eating it. But when I partake and eat this strawberry becomes a part of my energy. It's connecting its energy to my energy. We're becoming one. So in retrospect, this strawberry is merging with my energy field, and I'm merging with this strawberry. It's a beautiful thing. It's this consciousness is so deep, and so when you just focus, that strawberry became a part of my energy field. It added to me my vitality, my life force energy, and it was so happy that I was about to merge. We call it eating, but I'm merging my energy with the energy of the strawberry. And I remember taking that first bite, when I remember the connection when we first merged. I bit into it, and as soon as that juice, the strawberry hit me, the energy, I just felt it just come into me, this live energy from this live food, right? It just connected to me. And the source is just so amazing, because not only does this source provide things like strawberries and things that we love, right? Not only does is it vital, right? We get charged, we get like this surge of energy, but it also tastes so good. So we get pleasure from the taste, and we adding to our life force. It's pleasurable to eat if you would just focus on what you're partaking in. Didn't mean to waste a lot of time on the food, but listen, eating is blissful. Just try it today with whatever it can even be cold water or whatever you're consuming, whatever you're adding to your frequency. Everything is vibration. Everything is energy. We label things as, oh, this is just food, or this is just this, but everything can either add to you or take away from you, which is your vibration or your energy field. Okay. So focus. Very, very basic, but very, very, it's the key to your ascension, where you place your focus. Okay. So I'm gonna open the phone lines up. 734-230-2744. I am also going to go over to the chat today. Focus. Little simple things. And one other thing I wanted to add, because I'm downloading something right now. Oh, here it is. Yes, while I was talking. A lot of you, because you're not really so, you're into this conscious shit, and now I'm being humorous with it. You're into it. You're feeling it. You're more watching. A lot of you are watching this as, not all of you, but this is what I'm picking up, right? This consciousness is cool. Yeah, I knew, I'm learning, and you know what I mean? Beware of, how can I explain this? I can feel it. You guys are watching someone via the internet, and you love every aspect about this individual. Now I'm talking directly to somebody. You know who you are. You're watching someone. You're very passionate about every word that comes out of their mouth. They just connect with you. It's blissful to listen to them. You feel like you're learning so much, but there's like a blockage there. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to build your life, or your version of the life, based on someone else's perception. And I'm just telling you, beware of that. Okay. Because you're taking in perspective from someone else's view of the life. That does not have to be your view or your purpose or your perspective of the life. It feels good. It sounds good. If it feels good now to you, then by all means, you can run with that. But what I'm picking up is experience what this individual is saying, including if it's myself. Experience what I say. Experience focusing on the fruit. Experience, you know what I mean? The vibration of the insects, the vibrations of the trees. Experience the connection when you go into the closet. How do you feel? Is there still fear there? Experience everything that I'm telling you. Don't take my word for it. You get what I'm saying? Because it's just my perspective. It's just me trying to translate what I'm feeling and what I'm dealing with in present moment awareness. Okay. It doesn't have to be the only way for you, because a lot of times you guys are getting frustrated because you're getting all of these different perspectives all over the internet. Everybody is playing with this energy, and some of the shit that we say, it don't line up with you, but because you respect us and you love us and we doing these platforms, you kind of like try to shove it into your energy field, and it's not congruent to where you are. You get what I'm saying? And it'll cause you to stay stagnant somewhere and feel like you're struggling with something. There's the word. Oh, I'm struggling with this there. No, you're not struggling with it, my friend. In our soul group, it's just not congruent to where you are right now on your journey. It doesn't mean that it's good or bad or right or wrong or you're struggling, right? You might not see it the same way this person sees it, or your present moment of awareness might be somewhere else, and you're just trying to shove something there that it's like you're doing a puzzle, right? And you just pick up one piece and just try to make it fit. You know what I mean? A lot of you are doing that. A lot of you are doing that, right? I'm going to give you an example, and I'm not putting anyone on the spot. You know who you are. If the shoe fits, just put the shoe on, man, and walk with it. There's a particular individual, and I love his soul a lot, but I feel like this particular soul is, I'm downloading the energy right now. Give me 1 minute. There it is. This particular soul is, and we all are. I'm not just picking on this one soul. We are all responsible for the way we feel. You know what I mean? Because no one, when it's all said and done, right? It goes back to focus. You are what you focusing on, and you label the events and the situations and circumstances in your life. You attach emotion to that based on how you take in energy that comes your way. That's all it is energy coming your way. And you decide on if that energy feels good, if it's right, if it's wrong. This is all you. Okay? This is not the devil. This is not, listen, we should have ascended higher than that right now. You know what I mean? Those labels and those symbolic things were created to